Tell him, McCluskey. Tell him what time it is.
Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll.
All you people are so scared of me.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
Man, that's just me.
I'm Batman.
This is Sparta!
There is a tiger in the bathroom!
I'm an excellent driver.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan? You know what I am? I'm a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught it.
Hello and welcome back to this week's Monday Movie Show in our DVD and Blu-Ray section. Thank you for joining us. With me as usual, I'll do the introductions even though we really did them in the first half. If you're just listening to the Blu-Ray section, I'm Andrew. I'm your host for this half. With me is my co-host Stuart.
I'm not a co-host.
You are a co-host.
I'm a stand-in.
Stand-in? Who are you standing in for?
The person who's normally here.
Okay. In this half, we'll be coming up in just a moment with the DVD and Blu-ray top 10 and then reviews of.
Not very many films this week, actually. The Mirror Mirror, The Raven, horror thriller Airborne, Hijacked, horror movie Remains, and the DVD alternative is Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, so, because I am pressed for time, as you may be aware from listening to the cinema section, I am reviewing Ted this week, which means I'm seeing it after this show. So
really? Are you? Are you sure about that? No,
yes,
you're watching it. That doesn't mean that you're reviewing it.
No, this coming week then.
Yeah, I know, but still, you're watching it tonight, but that doesn't mean that you're reviewing it for next week's show.
DVD and Blu-ray top 10.
Go on then, read it out.
Starting at number 10 with Bellamy. You haven't seen this one,
I've
have
not
you?
seen, no.
It's a really sort of dreary drama based on the book of the same name. It stars Robert Pattinson as a man returning from war in Paris in the 19th century, and him sort of working his way back into society through the women of several important people to get to their husbands and make himself rich again. Really dreary, really bad, and just horrible characters and unlikable portrayal. So unless you really like dreary films, avoid that. At number 9 is The Devil Inside.
Which is, if you like your dreary films, you'll love this, because it's awful. It's just terrible. It's Oren Peli doing what he does worst, not best, because his best is still Paranormal Activity. The fourth one has just got a teaser trailer put up, because the main trailer goes up on the 1st of August, which, yeah, we can't wait for that. But yeah, The Devil Inside is rubbish. It's absolute garbage. It's a snowfest.
It's the film that's so bad even the Vatican didn't want you to see it. Number 8 is Wild Bill.
Wild Bill, not Wide Bill.
Wild Bill. I said Wild Bill.
It sounded like you said Wide Bill. I don't think it would be very happy if you called him Wide Bill.
I have a cold. Leave me alone.
It's a British film, which is directed by Dexter Fletcher. It's his first film. It's a really good little British movie. It has gangster feels to it, like things like Lock, Stock and things like that, but it doesn't go too far like those films do. But it's a really interesting film following a person who gets released from prison after 8 years and wants to find out where his family is, discovers that his 2 sons are now living on their own and their mother has gone off to Spain and they have to fend for themselves. So it's a really nice little British family drama kind of thing. It's an enjoyable film.
And number 7 is one that I'm sure come end of the year we'll be arguing over still, Act of Valor.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly, Booyah Cat has said in the chat, dreary bad or bad because dreary, and I think she's probably referring to The Devil Inside and Act of Valor. They are bad because they're dreary and dreary bad, so they're both.
Yeah, I was bored during Bellamy, so that's how bad it was, dreary, boring. I wanted to skip my rest.
Wasn't talking about Bellamy. Was talking about The Devil Inside, and Act of Valor is definitely going to be in my top 10 worst films of the year. It's an awful, awful propaganda piece of crap.
That all?
Yep.
Okay. Number 6 is Contraband.
Because I've been told not to say garbage that much, so I'm trying my best to refrain from saying garbage that much. Contraband is your average, typical action film. It's It's got Mark Wahlberg in, who's trying to distance himself away of the fact that this is a remake of Reykjavik Rotterdam. It is a remake. It's a practically direct remake of Reykjavik Rotterdam. It's okay. It has its problems. It flows a bit weirdly. It has a very strange flow to it. When you expect action scenes to pop up, they don't, and the action scenes aren't that impressive. It's an average film.
And number 5 is 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I know that Andy still thinks that it's a decent film, but it's not the brilliant comedy that people make it out to be. I don't profess it to be brilliant. I just thought that it was really funny, considering that I have a problem with comedies, and I'm hoping to God that Ted is funny. 21 Jump Street made me laugh, and so if something makes me laugh, then it's done something right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I'm just going to interject on that, I enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the original series. I can remember watching the original series. There are things in it which annoyed me because of that, and I felt that sort of half the jokes fell a bit flat. So it's not as funny as it really should be, as far as I'm concerned. Moving on, though, number 4 is The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, which I know you haven't seen, so I'll just cover this quickly. It's a good drama. I can see why it hung around in the cinema, because we never saw it in the cinema release, but I can see why it did hang around. A group of old age pensioners who go over to India after various groups of them see this advert online for a hotel in India, and they get over there, find out it's not quite what it's all been made out to be, but all find some measure of personal enjoyment and fulfillment in their trip over there. Really good cast from Dame Judi Dench. You have I can't think of Drew Patel is in there as well. He's
Dev.
Why do I keep getting his name wrong? I'm going to get it right.
Got it wrong.
Time. Yeah. He's in it though as the hotel owner. You have Maggie Smith is in this as well. She's brilliant in it as well. It's funny, it's humorous, it's poignant. It's a really good film, and it's a film that you can watch with your parents. Is the odd thing that I would say about it that people probably didn't expect. And number 3, We Bought a Zoo.
Yeah, it's a typical Cameron Crowe film. I don't think he's got the gusto to make a film that steps out of his comfort zone. This is a very comfort, safe kind of film. It's got Scarlett Johansson and Matt Damon in it. It's overly long. It's way too long. It's on for just over 2 hours. I didn't need that. The music's really annoying in the movie, but it's an okay, decent sort of like the kind of movie you would see on a Sunday morning in the guise of things like The Waltons and Little House on the Prairie, where your parents used to force you to watch it. This is the kind of movie where they would go, "Oh, it's only rated PG. It's got animals in it. Let's force the kids to watch it."
And the parents
Not a good idea.
The parents probably paid the price for that.
Yeah, make them watch a good animated film instead. But it's still a good film, though.
And number 2 is The Dark Knight and Batman Begins double pack.
Which there's no surprise that it's in the top 10 still. This was the number that where I was thinking about it would have been. But
yeah.
It's selling because of The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Be interesting if it was at number 1, the Batman films, and all taken up, the DVD and Blu-ray and the cinema. I'd love to see that, but probably not. Which means that the top entry this week, Street Dance 2.
Now, I'm sort of like proven wrong here when I said that these movies have gone out of flavour. Well, I'm sort of proven wrong, because Step Up for Revolution, or it's called Miami Heat over here, Revolution in America, it only went in the chart at number 4 over there, and it just barely cracked the $10 million mark, so that's not very good. This is just awful. It's got absolutely no storyline to it whatsoever. The dancing is pretty decent. The crew that's supposed to be the best dance crew in Invincible are absolutely garbage. I used the word garbage, I know, but I don't care, because they are. It's just, the whole film is just pointless. It's a pointless 90 minutes of pointlessness. I'm going to be told next week. I'm going to be told next week to stop using the word pointless. I'm going to have no words to use.
Well, I'm not going to. You can do it by sign language. We can do a video podcast.
No, people don't want to see my ugly face.
Okay, we'll move on then to our first review. You want to take it away then?
No, because there's an ad break first before our first review.
Oh, so... yes, we have. My mistake. Here we are. Here comes the ad.
Right, advert. What do I need to say in an advert? Well, I need to say that we're the Gamescast. I need to say that we're on Twitter at the Gamescast. I need to say we're on Facebook. I need to say we've got a website, thegamescast.com, and I need to say we're on YouTube. Oh yeah, and we're on this thing called Spreaker.com. Don't know where that came from. What else? That's probably it. Right, better record it. Oh, crap. That was 30 seconds. The Gamescast. Grown-up gamers talking about games. Allegedly.
Okay, and so now we're going to go into review. Do you want to take it away now?
Yep, it's a review for Mirror Mirror. It's directed by one of our favourite directors, Tarsem Singh.
No!
Yeah, he's up there with Mick G and anybody else. Zack Snyder would see it.
No! I'm going to hit myself over the head with a mallet in a second if you mention any more.
Zack Snyder, though, we've seen the Man of Steel trailer, and we're quite impressed with that trailer. So we've got slight hope for him. There is no hope for Tarsem Singh, though. Now, trying to describe, like I was trying to describe the storyline for the Lorax in the first half, the story is so simple. Every single film that I'm reviewing in this half, the storylines are really simple. If you've read anything to do with Snow White, you know the storyline of this. It practically follows it to a T. However, I do have to describe it a little bit. It stars Julia Roberts, who plays the Queen, and Lily Collins, who plays Snow White. Arnie Hammer's plays Prince Alcott. Nathan Lane's also in the film, and Sean Bean even pops up. He doesn't die. Bun dun dun. I give it away. He doesn't die in another film. It follows the start of the film is the king is sort of gone in a way. The Queen is now ruling the whole of the land itself. The land has gone into disrepute. The Queen is very maniacal. She hates Snow White. Snow White's hit her 18th birthday, and so Snow White ventures out into the land to discover what the Queen has been up to. She runs into Prince Alcott, who's hung up on a tree with one of his servants' persons. He's been stripped of his clothes by this group of bandits who you discover end up being the seven dwarves, who have different names in this film. He goes back to the palace. The Queen wants Prince Alcott as her husband. Snow White gets banished from the kingdom because the Queen no longer wants her there. She tells her a butler kind of person played by Nathan Lane Brighton to kill her. He doesn't. He lets her go, and she starts to live with the seven dwarves. Here's a clip.
You?
You're here?
I am. I'm here, but you're the prince?
So, what are you...
doing in the palace? I live here. I have for a while, actually. I'm kind of the princess.
What? You didn't tell me that.
Well, you never told me you were a prince.
Well, I feared I looked ridiculous. Said the prince in the bunny hat.
Aren't we supposed to be changing?
Yes, I believe so.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
The truth is, I didn't just come here to dance tonight. I need your help.
Anything. I'm at your disposal.
It's the Queen. Ever since my father died, she's terrorized the people and ruined the land. And I would hope that a good-hearted prince like yourself would. I have to go.
Right.
Right away.
And so the entirety of the film is so predictable. It follows a really linear route through the whole of the movie. And, right, I can't be bothered to explain the storyline anymore, just straight into what I thought of the film. It is not very good at all. It's a typical Tarsem Singh movie where he thinks that to make it visually stunning, he can forget about everything else. Well, it's not visually stunning neither. It has an interesting look to it, and he's done... maybe there's a couple of interesting things with the dwarves, made them more sarcastic than what you would normally expect from the dwarves. But honestly, just Tarsem Singh cannot direct. He can't direct a movie. The Queen is very sarcastic, played by Julia Roberts, and you can think, fine, we can let her off. But I can't, because she just grates on you really badly. Lily Collins as Snow White is awful. It's just awful. It's like watching a sugar cube. She's that sweet and saccharine. Prince Alcott is useless. Is absolutely useless as a character. You wouldn't expect him to be a prince. He's very dopey. If you're looking for the stars of the show, they're the dwarves. The dwarves are the best thing about the film. But even then, they have these typical sarcastic quips, and they fall in love with Snow White, and each one has their usual role, and it's just the same typical kind of thing you've seen in these movies over and over again. Toss him sing